Wake up, sleepers. It's time to see what we can do about Killer. So let's go over here and go to... Was it this one? Yes, we need 3 of these. Data, we got 3 of them, so there's 1. Got 3, there's 1. Plus 1 branch access. Get in there, key. Get in there. This branch has been unlocked. Okay, maybe there's 3 different branches. Okay, so that's branch 3, branch 2. Okay, I could have just put them all in the same thing, but I'm not complaining. Pretty fun game. Alright, start this action. So that's 2 branches unlocked. 1 more branch. Where are you at? Branchy branch. AE branch 01. Save number 1 for last. In you go. Start action. There we go. This branch has been unlocked. So now we're going to leave. So where can we go now? We're going to go back to the mainframe. So is this all this did for us? So we got to get Killer is dead. So slice hardware. So we can do engineer. We can catch a killer. Loot branches. So we want to kill it or save it. What an interesting situation. We have 2 6s. Let's see. That would be... Let's kill it. Let's see what happens. Alright, so we got +3 on that. Start this one. Alright, so now, do we want to use our 3? Let's go for it. What's the worst that could happen? That. We lost some condition. So we have to come back. Alright, so kind of blew it there, didn't we? Nice, so now we need to go buy some food. You think I kind of rushed that too much? I mean, I think catching him is going to have the best outcome. Okay, I'm not sure. Tambor Tea House. How did all this stuff come unlocked? So, so all that stuff came unlocked when we with Sabine. 4 cycles, Sabine said, and here you are, right on time, with no sign of them. You wait a while in the apartment, the dread descending as the cycle spins onward. They should be here. Check the terminal. You check and double the terminal for messages or recordings. Nothing, just a pale glow, the silence. Check the door. You pace back and forth around the apartment, the rumbling of the station suddenly so present and loud. You go to the door and open it to an empty corridor. You close it again. Wait. You try to settle down, to wait. You sit on the bunk and stare out at the tiny room. Where the hell are they? A knock at the door. Stay still. Another knock. Open it. A figure stands at the door and immediately you know it is not Sabine. They are taller, sharper, and something in their face glints in the half-light. A dark shape, like a stubby baton, hangs loosely from her hand. Rabia, a loyal Yadigan lieutenant. Our local sleeper. Good to finally meet you. She steps into the apartment, glancing around with sharp eyes. What, may I ask, are you doing here? She fixes you with a steady, unwavering stare. Waiting for a friend. Of course, a mutual friend of ours, the good doctor. She walks past you into the apartment, glancing around. We set them up here, you know. This place is one of ours. She picks up a glass from the dispenser and inspects it. People always seem to forget who put them where they are. She glances at you. And I suppose you were here to help? Where are they? I was hoping you would be able to help with that. She spins the baton in her fingers by her side, her eyes not leaving yours. We have a problem, you and I. It seems our friend has disappeared, left without even saying goodbye, which means they are in a little trouble now. But it's the kind of trouble that you need help for, so I thought I'd come down here and take a look at their little hidey hole, and here you are, the help. She looks through the detritus on the side. And what help? A sleeper, no less, which I have to admit is a little surprising. It suggests to me that our friend hasn't been very honest with you either. What do you mean? Well, I'm sorry to report that before we got them set up there, Sabine was working for your owners. She pauses. S. ARP. You blink hard at the news, unsure how to take it. Rabia looks away, waiting for a response. Stay silent. She crosses into the next room and you follow silently. She sits at the terminal and touches her baton to one of the access ports. A spark, then the terminal screen skips, encrypted folders emptying themselves before your eyes. In the flicker of files, you see S and ARP letterheads and code forms, reports laden with medical data marked with the corporate logo like the sigle of some cult. Rabia steps away from the terminal. Look all you want. Some of your files may even be there. The volume of documents is overwhelming, but they seem to be mostly reports on early emulation tests, surveys with sleeper candidates, reams and reams of usage data. If Sabine was an SNRP employee, why did they help you? Guilt, probably? Rabia reaches over and places a vial of stabilizer on the desk, breaking your concentration. It shimmers in the screen light, its viscous, clear liquid crystalline within the glass. We will, of course, keep up the supply. We are more than able to dispense important medicines, even without the doctor. You hold it between your fingers, and for a tiny moment, you have the urge to crush this object for the power it has over you. I'll ask Toshiro to make these a little cheaper for you. He'll be running the surgery now. Rabia closes up the briefcase lab and holds it at her side. We have to retrieve our assets, of course, but I'm sure you understand. Rabia turns on her way out. There is no reason for us to be enemies, Sleeper. Come see me. I keep an office nearby. We have good work to do, you and I. Meet me there in a few cycles. She slips out silently into the corridor. You look around the apartment and feel the fear drain out of your body to reveal the tiredness beneath. Alright, we got a drive complete. So that means we can get this? Confirm. Reroll all of your dice once per cycle. Right, I don't have any dice at the moment. Can I do that? Alright, so I don't have any dice. Okay. So derelict unit, abandoned housing unit. Gather materials. This half-built unit looks long forgotten, a project that never made it. With enough scrap, you might be able to seal it up. Alright, so maybe I can do something to this place and make it my new home. The game never ends. So we've been there, we've been to Low End. Oh, Tambor Tea House. There's our new place. Yet again, dispensary. We already have one of these. They gave us one of these. So how much is it going to be? So it's going to be 80 now for that. So that's going to be good. So we can go ahead and use this one. I think it's safe to go ahead and use this one. Let's go Tambor Tea House. Tracking havenage. So we can sell all this havenage data we have now. Do I want to play both sides? Hand in the gum box. You feel stupid doing this, but the penguin says, take me to Tambor, and this is the only Tambor you can find. Then we can play Tavla here, and if we do good, we can make a whole mess of credits. 24 cryo. It looks like some things are opening up, but we still have to deal with our bounty hunter. Let's hand in the gum box. Alright, see what happens. Neutral outcome. So continue. Tambor. As you go to leave the Tambor Tea House, a hand falls on your shoulder. Sleeper. Feng hisses from behind you. How did you find me? A penguin. Penguin? What are you? He thinks for a second. Oh, do you mean? He mimes throwing gum in his mouth. Continue. That wasn't meant for you specifically, but look, it doesn't matter. Come, let's set. So did I get somebody else's message? Feng guides you down a set of stairs to one of the Tambor's lower levels. The tea house is stacked with curved mezzanines all connected by a central atrium. The levels are filled with makeshift booths and bars, and conversation bounces busily off the metal walls. Feng sees you looking around. This place used to be a fuel tanker's main drum, hence the name. The tea house is part of a misnomer, though. You can get anything the eye offers from this place, but real tea isn't exactly readily available. He picks a booth, itself fashioned from some old salvage tanker container, lined with spongy insulation foam, and collapses into it. He looks around furtively. Don't suppose you've seen any havenage types. They don't usually come out this far. Only you. Ha! Not anymore, I'm afraid. Suspended without appeal. Turns out Hardin has someone's ear. He grins. Doesn't bother me, though. It shows we hit a nerve back there. He picks a scrappy, hand-scrawled menu from the table and tosses it over. What are you drinking? Why are you so calm? You know any reason I shouldn't be? He leans in, suddenly concerned, but then waves away the idea. Hold that thought. Let's order first. Feng is right. The menu is ridiculous. There's at least 10 different infusions, most of which you can't make out. But the paper is dominated by an extensive complement of esoteric cocktails and alcohols. Black tea is listed without a price as a seasonal specialty. But you ran into Hardin. Was he pissed? Feng doesn't wait for an answer. That snake is so self-righteous he might actually believe that Erlen would approve of his meritocratic nonsense. He taps on the table. If Havenage was like it should be, like it was founded to be, they would have shouted him down at any council meeting he dared to mention true citizens. He sighs. But I guess his kind run the place now. The young woman with a vine tattoo snaking up her arm turns up at the booth, a slate in hand. Your order? You skim the menu, your eyes glazing over. Time to pick something. Kelp infusion. She nods and notes it. And you? She begins looking to Feng, but when she sees him, she suddenly stops. What the? Feng shrinks a little. You're supposed to be working. This is your shift. He grins sheepishly. You work here? Feng waves you to be quiet. Look, Jenna, let's just say this is my break. My friend here has been through a lot. Jenna looks between the two of you. Wave. Feng doesn't look pleased. 2 minutes, says Jenna, pointing at Feng, and only because I don't want to get dragged into whatever this is. She gestures at the table and walks off. What? Feng stretches out in the booth. You know how it is. We all have to eat. Plus, he leans in. This is the best place around here to find a person who you might be looking for. Who? Remember that web of connections that Hardin pinged the moment we confronted him? Those are his collaborators, and if we want to understand what a Solheim executive might be getting up to on the eye, those are the people we have to find. Feng is almost whispering now. There's a couple of them I suspect are in the low end, and well, almost everyone in the low end comes through this place at one time or another. He brings a modified slate out onto the table. I've set this up so that when anyone within the network signature I'm looking for comes into close proximity, it'll mark them. Once they are marked, we can break through their access protocols and get at the good stuff inside. We just have to find them first. Hence me moonlighting as a waiter. Suddenly a smile grows across his face. Wait, I have an idea. Oh no. Look, I can't cover enough of the low end on my own, and so far I've had no matches in this place. But two of us, we can cover more ground. What am I getting into? Well, Feng has a hangdog look. We need to get you out and about in the low end, in close proximity to as many people and residences as possible. And it turns out my friend Minji needs some help with deliveries. As in Minji Express? So you already know him. Perfect. Feng places a tiny receiver on the table. This connects to my slate and runs the same marking protocol if you get near any of our targets. So all you have to do is take some food delivery shifts for old Minji, and soon enough, we'll have the place covered. Feng, don't give me that. You know, you think I like working here, and I thought you could use the tips. He grins. We are in this together, right? Are we? Yes, you think Happy is Hardin to have you wandering around the place? He might have let you wander off for now, but I'm sure he has his eye on you. This is on you too. This is on you too. Feng slips his slate back under his clothes. Just head on up to Minji Express, take a delivery shift, and we'll see what shakes up. You manage to find anyone and extract any data, bring it right down here to me. They have me on double shifts, so I shouldn't be hard to find. Jin walked past, carrying a tray of drinks, and sharply catches Feng's eye. I don't think she's bringing your drink, he stands. I think it's time we called this meeting to a close. You grab the receiver from the table and slip it into a pocket. See you soon, sleeper. Stay safe, Feng adds before turning and walking up towards the bar, whistling as he does. Oh, good. A new drive. Okay, so there's Minji, Tambor Tea House. We know what goes on there. Low end. We're still not a low ender completely. We still need one more for a low ender, so we need some dice for that. We need to finish off Killer. We were coming back down because we needed one more of the correct dice. Oh, that's right, we're freeing Killer. We need a dice because we're capturing Killer. We're not killing him. Compressor Club. I don't know what we're going to do about this. We got 2 cycles before we have to deal with that nonsense. But either way, it's time to sleep again. Oh, we can use our stabilizer. So we'll have tons of dice for the next The next day. Body repair. Oh, we need food before we go to sleep, because I think if we don't have enough food that it'll it won't be good. I hate to spend our credits, but we're getting close to what we need for... Oh, we should have stayed at Tambor and turned in all this data we have on Haven. Well, I'm not going to turn all of it. I'll turn in most of it. How much do we get for it? If we turn in this Havenage data, we get 10 cryo. I'm going to turn in 2 of them, because the game seems to work in 3s. So if we're ever going to need Havenage data, I think we're going to need 3 of it. Nope, don't need to be in the Overlook Bar. Still got to build that distillery. Empty container, end our cycle. So Feng, who was going to disable our tracker, I don't know if disabling that tracker would do anything to our bounty hunter. I think we just have to deal with the bounty hunter no matter what. I think that's just the way it goes, man. I think that's just the way it goes. But now we can... Let's finish up with killers. Finish up one drive at a time. Can we do that, please? Go to the hub. So we still need one more network node. Here's the mainframe. If we use our 6, if we use one of our 6s, start our action. You bend one of the branches like a hazel twig, aligning the flow away from one of the mainframe branch and into another. Continue. As you blink into the cloud, you see the last flickers of life from the mainframe. This vast machine once ran the whole station, span it up, directed, and processed the flow of energy, water, and data, fed the lives of thousands of people. Now it's finally dead. Navigator is beside you, and you both look out at the perfect ring that encircled you both, woven from the data branches that once fed the mainframe. You see a glint along its edge, and that familiar blade-like head rises to the surface like the cresting fin of a shark, and then slips into the loop again. All that you can see of Killer's body after that is slight thickening of the loop, and that thickening begins to travel around on a long and slow sojourn that will last forever. I am surprised at you, said Navigator, drifting faintly around in a lazy orbit as if to shake off their imprisonment. Killer had been wandering blind for so long. Did you not think to end them forever? Perhaps they can be saved. You are naive. They are Killer by nature. Look what they did to your own home. Navigator gazes into the darkness. This place was their domain and prison, and they had followed their directives for the many decades they roamed here. They cut the threads of the mainframe, executed its administrators' AIs, and then kept slicing. At some point, they cut away their own ability to see, to sense, to taste, to speak, and yet they kept cutting, till only those 3 threads remained, from millions that once thrummed here. Only their blindness and chance kept them from making those final 3 fatal cuts. There's a ceaseless violence in the kind of system that creates beings like this, those that will execute commands endlessly, even to their own destruction. Navigator looks to you for your thoughts. It will not continue the violence. The system you float in is one built to violence. You would be naive to believe otherwise. Navigator turns away. You watch the data points of the station spin around you, blending with the fixed stars. There's something satisfying about finally wrenching the last threads of control from the central point. It was little more than a ghost by the time you reached it, but this place deserves to be haunted by better ideas than a totalizing system of control. Navigator floats beside you. It is free now. The station no longer presents a hazard for illegal entities like me. They turn to you, their face a cloud of shimmering light. In fact, in time, perhaps it can be a refuge. A refuge. That sounds like something of value, something worth building. A dark shape passes across your vision, a distant curve of something like smoke or oil, the fluid shifting tank of total darkness. The Greenway, says Navigator, following your line of sight. It was cut off at the moment of the collapse, so Hunter or Killer could never reach it. Now it is closed off to us, separated from the cloud. What system is inside it? It may be totally dark, or perhaps some other old protocols are isolated there. Navigator turns to you. We have now seen what decades of isolation can do to a protocol. If we could extract an access cipher, they pause and then blink out of existence. You freeze, shocked, but a moment later they reappear with a glowing polygon of data. Here, the cipher you need. You take it, still shocked. I am not used to being free, to being able to move and explore and extract without fear, without limits. Navigator does a little twirl. This will take some getting used to. Thank you for this gift. They whirl their spheres around you. The entities of this station will always be friends to you, Sleeper, and I to them. It is true that mutual need is required for friendship, but I must admit that I had not considered the value of offering assistance without personal gain. I will think on that. Navigator loops around you rapidly, suddenly eager to test their newfound freedom. But first I will explore. Perhaps there are still intelligences that hid themselves as I did, encased in simple systems, cut off. Navigator glows. I should like to free them. And with that, they drift away, flickering, glowing, then shifting so rapidly you lose sight of them among the glittering rim of the eye. You feel a pang of jealousy, free without a body to weigh you down or fear to limit you. How must it feel? Your eyes fall on the Greenway and its secrets, though perhaps that can wait until after you have celebrated this victory. Alright, we got that drive completed, and we got an upgrade point. There's nothing to do here now except for the hub, which we need to do Weightless Wanderer, Access Manifest, etc., etc. So what do we want to do with our upgrade point? Do we want to save and get and upgrade this even more? Or do we want to work on getting a new one? So chance to gain random scrap items on engineer operator. So we can't even do this yet. We could do this. Alright, let's go ahead and upgrade that. So now we have a sunbathe dice action to allow us to recover energy at home. But how much energy will it give us is the question. I don't see it. Oh, it said I can only do it at home. Alright, so now what are our... Disable our tracker. But is that going to take care of the thing? Enter the Greenway. Fix the Ambergris. We still need a shipmind. That's 300. Get to know Emphas. We need to get to the hack Harden's network. Locate Harden's low-end agents. Help Lim work. Improve the Overlook by helping to set up the distillery. Goodness gracious, I don't even know what to do anymore. We know we can pay 150 to get to the Greenway there. We're okay on food and... Alright, so let's descend to the rim. And if we go to the sidereal, what's that gonna do? I mean, is not gonna end the game. I'm not just gonna leave all these people behind, right? We still gotta deal with this dude. I mean, there's just nothing we can do, as far as I can tell. There's just nothing we can do. We just have to deal with him one way or another. Still waiting on Ambergris. We need a shipmind for her. Don't know what we're gonna get from her. Merchants. Where are the merchants? Are they in town? Dock C4 and Dock B2. We're still waiting for them to show up. Or are they in town now? No, we're waiting for them to come home. So if I go to my container now, I can sunbathe. I can get +3 energy with a positive action, or just plus energy with a neutral action. So if I use a 4, let's use this, because I don't want to... Alright, let's see what happens. Neutral outcome, we still got +2 energy, so that was actually really good. That was actually really good. And we could... Now what if I used my 6 and then re-rolled these two? Can I do that? Can I game the dice here a little bit? Can't do anything there. So where do I need to go to use dice? Not at the fabricator. Where's the important place to use it? We're already... Oh, Rabia's office. What can we do at Rabia's office? Rabia appointment. We have an appointment with her on the next cycle. Nothing here to do at the midline freight hub, right? Except for a job. And steal some stuff to get some random items. I wonder what items we would get. Let's do that. And have plus, and my interface might give me a bonus one. So let's see what happens. What kind of item might we steal? Yeah, we got a +1 item. Got shipmind fragment. How about that? So now we can build a shipmind. And we can fix the ambergris. Now I'm not recommending crime. Unless you really, really need something. So back to the ore fabricator. Make a shipmind. Start action. Got that. The fabricator whirs and crackles and assembles a shipmind. Completed but heavily dented unit. So now we can go to Ambergris. Deliver a shipmind. Did she really give us some? You drop the huge cylinder into the mess room table and Kita can't hide her excitement. Did they really give us credits? And Kita, you drop the shipmind core into the galley table with an emphatic bang, and Kita spins around from where she's been poring over some documents on her slate. Holy crap, Sleeper, did you actually land a shipmind? She reaches over and hefts the huge cylinder, turning it back and forth. Well, it might actually work. She smiles wider than you've ever seen. Where did you get it? I built it. Built it? Well, you were full of surprises. And Kita bangs on the galley wall. Hear that, Amber? The Sleeper got you a new shipmind. The sound echoes down the ship's passages. You have to admit, being in a small space with Ankita when she's this excited is a little intimidating. Ankita puts the shipmind back on the table. I'll start the process of fitting it as soon as I can. I might need your help with some of it. She heads back towards the counter to grab her slate. This isn't the only good news today, either. Looks like my good karma is finally coming in. She throws the slate onto the table and spins it so you can see the screen. Take a look at this. You see a list of names and numbers. Nothing that exciting, along with what looks like a transit timetable. I found them. The thieves? Exactly. Well, the thief, singular, she points at the name on the list. More specifically, Ashton Cade. It was his pass that was used to access Amber and slice the shipmind. I thought he might have been killed or robbed, his pass stolen, but it turns out he crossed the Founder's Gap the very next cycle. Founder's Gap? That big rift in the station. You can't cross it without the Founder's Ferry. She leans back in her seat. I know some of the crew over at the ferry. Old Mercs used to run in an outfit I work with. I saw them in the Overlook, and they mentioned they saw Ashton crossing. I checked the manifests, and there he was. Looks suspicious. He hasn't said a word since the theft, and anyone wanting to hide out might head to the Greenway and go to ground. She flexes. He won't get far, though. There's no real docks out there, only a couple of jetties in the wastes. So what now? Now I fit in the shipmind, that's the first priority, but maybe you could help me out. Where's this going? It's like this. I head over there, especially in Amber, and he'll spot me a mile off and go underground. He'll find a way to slip the station, or he'll bury himself so deep in the waste no one will ever find him. But you, Ashton doesn't know you. All I need is for you to go there and sniff around. Not at the commune, not the stacks. He will have gone to the edges, the margins, the wild places. That's what Ashton likes. You see him, you locate him. Ping me on this. She hands you a commune piece. Seeing as this is merc work, I'll be happy to give you merc pay. She shifts in her seat. Thing is, I haven't got much left. So how about I tell the boys who run the ferry to give you a discount? I know it's not much, but once I grab this coward, I'll pay up. 200 cryo, nothing less. What do you say? She meets your eye. Okay. She gives you a heavy whack on the shoulder. Good, I owe you. She lifts the shipmind up under her shoulder with worrying ease. I'm going to get this fit into Amber's core. You get any info, any sense of where Ashton is hiding, let me know. He goes to turn and then stops. And once again, Sleeper, thank you. I appreciate it. Ankita stomps off into the guts of Amber with the shipmind, leaving you in the galley. You glance around, a sudden nervous energy descending at what is to come. You never thought you would get work as a mercenary, but then again, it seems the eye is full of surprises. Alright, so the Amber just completely disappeared. Let's go see how much it costs to get across here now. Okay, 100. At least we can afford that now. What if we do this now? I'm going to test out our new... Ooh, look at that. Now we have a 6 and a 4. How about that? How about that? Okay, we need them. Alright, so next cycle is Compressor Club. is this dude, which we have to deal with. But what can we use our 6s on? Tambor tea house, we didn't do anything here. Tavler room, we could get some cryo. If I did this, 50% positive, 50% neutral, this will get us some more cryo. I'm guessing. And we got 9 cryo, I guess. Alright, so maybe I shouldn't have done that, I don't know. Do we want to go to Lim and Mina's and do some babysitting? I think that will be... I mean, yeah, I'm a softie. Start action. Babysit Meanie. By the end of the day, Mina curls up in your lap as you read her story. She's asleep when Lim gets back, and you two eat together. Alright, so now I'm full on energy, full on condition, and we know how to get to... And we can get to the Greenway. So all we have to worry about next cycle is what's going to happen at the Compressor Club. Another cliffhanger. Thank you for watching this far, if you've watched this far, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon.